Hello everyone, welcome to Inspire Africa with me, Jerry Fisayo Bambi, and I am presenting you this episode of Inspire Africa from Marrakesh, Morocco, where I'm at for the EU-Africa Business Summit. Here, business leaders and experts are gathered to brainstorm on more ways of taking the EU-Africa relationship to new levels. But hey, it won't stop me from bringing you stories on Inspire Africa. And on this episode, we'll take a look at the video game industry in Morocco. Also, the Cameroonian young man producing handmade African outfits. Plus, at a time of increased consciousness of climate change, one Congolese music band is creating the sound from trash and recycled materials. This is Inspire Africa. Let's start off with a story that I found about video games. Video games are often blamed for their harmful effects of addiction, but here in Morocco there are some positives. Let's take a look.
Every evening after school or work, young people from Casablanca meet in this room dedicated to video games. Today, there are nearly 2 million gamers in the kingdom, and the sector generates a turnover of more than 80 million euros thanks to COVID-19. During the pandemic, gaming became one of the major sources of entertainment for many who were stuck at home. Video games allow me to release stress and have a good time with my friends. And as a former gamer, my role is also to supervise the consumption of video games among the new generation so that they don't become addicted. I like competitive games. It allows you to take up challenges and reward. It's also a brain and a mental sport, and it is so beneficial for the development of personality skills and personality. Regardless of the benefits outlined by these gamers, some school of thought also say video games can be very addictive and promote physical inactivity. Others may also argue that time spent playing video games can be good for the gamer's mental health, but only if certain rules are applied. In Morocco, the gaming community is growing. Every day in this gaming center in the metropolis, 8 new amateur gamers join the adventure. The debate may continue, but if an annual global revenue generation of $300 billion is anything to go by, then it appears producers may continue to improve on gaming to entice more gamers.
We are used to seeing men or women wearing handmade clothes from cotton ribbons, just like the one I'm wearing now. This is the work of a young man who is based in Fumban town in West Cameroon. He is a weaver. This morning we meet Putasa Zeus Louis Legrand on the way to the tailor shop, where clothes of some of his clients are made. But it all starts here at the family home. As you can see, we are a family of weavers. That is to say, we make antique fabrics by hands. Everything is handmade from materials we use. We source our bamboo and fiber locally, and they come mainly from northern region of Cameroon. It is now 4 years since Louis decided to fully devote himself to this art after completing his studies in Douala, Cameroon. The first step is actually warping the cotton. We then comb it to make it smooth, and then we weft it as the last technical step of weaving this cotton. Within the Fumba locality, people also feel proud to wear the hand-woven cloths. Each time I wear these clothes, it's a whole chain. It starts from the one who shears it, who weaves the cotton, to the one who sets up the loom, and the one who weaves it. And for those who make other models, there are those who also do embroidering. With a total of more than 5,000 ribbons produced in 4 years, the weaving business has seen its turnover grow to $200 million within the same period in Cameroon. Our dream is to see Africans dress in clothes made by Africans and in Africa. This is our greatest dream, and to have at least one representation in each African country. With more than 50 people already trained, Luis now dreams not only to see his company set up in every capital city, but also seeing Africans wear typical African clothes.
Now, Congolese music band Fulu Muziki came into media sensation and limelight in 2019. The band's name, Fulu Muziki, means music from garbage in the local Lingala language. And they've got a special feature that makes them unique. Rather than buying instruments to make their music, they're creating their own from pieces of scrap or rubbish. With me now is one of the leaders of the band, Zizuke. Zizuke, thank you very much for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
So, Zizuke, just to begin, it looked as though you just came into limelight and so much talk about what you were doing, and all of a sudden, we've not heard that much from the band. What is new with the band?
I mean, everything is always new. Every day there is a new search for new instrument. There's a new search for a new costume look because the costume, as you might know, it's all inspired by the whole mode and how Congolese love dressing up. So it's not about us going into shop and buy a new costume every day, but you just make it yourself. Of course, us, as many other artists, we were highly impacted by the COVID, which made us not travel a lot. But then we managed to be on tour this year for a couple of shows, and we're preparing for the big year next year.
Can you please take us back to how this idea started? How did all of this start?
All of this is the original idea of Pisco Kran, who is an artist who is inspired by his whole environment and who started working with everyone else around him. And this comes from seeing the situation all around us, the climate, the whole, how the city is becoming really dirty. And you realize that many people are not just caring that enough to do something. And this comes from the idea of recycling, because there's a lot of things people are just throwing away, yet they can be used or reused, of course, in a different way than its original creation. So the purpose of re-giving life to something is what motivated the whole artists who are involved in this project.
So using scrap, metal, plastic bottles or tins, cans to make music, how melodious can this really be?
Oh, well, it's challenging, but that's also the mission. It's about finding new sounds, putting them together and create something unique and original to us, which you can give your own identity. We call it the Afro-futuristic punk. And we feel proud about owning the sound that comes out after. But of course, this also puts us in a way that we don't produce the exact same sound at every show or every time we repeat, because the instrument, since it's made out of recycled material, it can break easily. And that means we will have to go and find another one and adapt its sound again to the whole composition.
To what extent would you describe your impact in terms of ridding communities of plastic waste and creating awareness about climate change?
Absolutely a huge impact. And when we're talking about the community, beside what most people can just see as the artists who are performing the music, but we have tailors who only work in recycling. And when I talk about this, it's like when you have your jean and it gets torn and you don't want to use it anymore, you give it to your younger brother and you take another piece of an old jean, you put them together to fix the other one. Beside this, we also have a young group of young boys and girls who are joining together and following our path. And this small band is called Liboma Mingi. They are kids, of course. They are now becoming great artists. They are singers. They are making their own costumes and as well building their own instruments. And this is a positive thing. And we try all our best to put the message out there to tell people, hey, look, you don't have to throw these things into the nature. Just use it, give it a different life, give it a different purpose, and make it valuable again to you or to someone else.
My final question to you is, what is next for you and for this band?
The next move is, of course, to take the message internationally as a band for performing at stages, the same as we have done this summer in Europe, and to show our work to more people. But we are also involved in designing, because dressing is our big part, and we want to do that. And we create costumes, and we want to inspire people to be like, these are used for things, and this is a look you can adopt for yourself, and you can make it for yourself. We want, of course, to put more effort in training more young ones in our own community. And we want as well to do collaboration with other artists and to share and keep sharing the same message.
Zizuke Fulu, I'd like to thank you very much for speaking with us and sharing the latest with your band.
Thank you so much.
And on that note, we've come to the end of this episode of Inspire Africa. I'd like to thank you very much for watching the program. Do not forget that you can see previous episodes of the program by going to our website, Africanews.com. I am Jerry Fisaya-Bambi, and I am leaving you with some of the images that caught our attention on social media. A picture from a souk market in Marrakesh, Morocco. That's of a Christmassy tree with natural air. And a perfect sunset in Tarrafal, Cape Verde, to bid 2021 goodbye and usher in a happy new year.